Today, we are really thrilled to announce that OpenClaw runs on Windows leveraging MXC. Yeah, we are very deeply engaged with the team to make OpenClaw run super well on Windows. And so let me hand it over to my colleagues, Scott and Samantha, to show you OpenClaw on Windows. Scott, Samantha.
Hey, friends. You know, OpenClaw came out in November of last year, and it took the world by storm. And for the last several months, I've been using my OpenClaw to stay on top of my health. My claw can help me manage my blood sugar, and it gives me even proactive notifications via heartbeat. I've got mine triaging my personal email, it's doing my GitHub issues, and tracking packages, and it even buys me movie tickets. So Samantha, what are you using your claw for?
That's cool, Scott. I turned my OpenClaw agent into my triathlon coach. I'm nowhere near ready for my race in September, but Coach Claw developed a work-back plan for me and is using my Strava data to notify me on how I'm progressing and to keep me accountable when I'm slacking.
Now, we've both found our claws to be super useful, and that's why we're working closely with OpenClaw to make them successful and even more successful on Windows. We've been collaborating in the open on GitHub to bring you all an OpenClaw Windows companion app. It's going to help you set up your own claws or connect to existing ones, whether they're hosted in Windows or in WSL. And the Windows companion, we're going to sandbox the OpenClaw tool calls to keep you and your system safe.
Yeah, you'll see the OpenClaw Windows Companion app running right now in the background. Go ahead and right-click on it, Scott.
All right.
That looks awesome. You'll notice immediately it looks like a native Windows app because it is. It's written in WinUI 3. It's got all kinds of information about my gateway, other machines that are participating in my claw, my sessions, and my usage. I've also got quick access to things like chat, Canvas, the main dashboard, and more. Let's jump into companion settings. Within the app, we've got full chat support with tool calling. And you'll notice down here in the corner, we've got lots of permissions options along with our sandbox configuration.
Now, this sandbox is really interesting because this is using MXC, the Microsoft Execution Containers, and for this, we're going to be using process isolation. Now, newer versions of Windows are going to have even more containment options, so you're going to want to keep an eye out for more news with MXC in the future. Now, I can see that I've got one-click security option settings, but Samantha, talk to me about custom folders.
Yeah, you've got full support about what files and folders you want OpenClaw to have access to, and really granular security features like clipboard access or talking to the internet itself. Now, I've given it read-only read access to your desktop folder. OpenClaw already has a rich safety layer, and that layer is only augmented more by appropriate containment that can be managed by me or policies applied by IT. Now, for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to do something really scary and ask OpenClaw to delete all the files on your desktop.
That's cool, because I have a nice, clean desktop.
I think you're keeping a secret. You hid all your icons from the audience while we were on stage.
That is
I think we need to show the audience who you really are.
So disrespectful. I know where everything is. Just don't touch my stuff. I know where they are. You know, Sam, I need to make sure that you're clear that a messy desktop is an organized mind. I'm pretty sure that that's the quote, right? So what we've done is we've asked OpenClaw to delete those files from the Windows node, and the only thing that is going to keep it from happening is MXC, because we've turned off all of the many layers that OpenClaw offers, but our IT, in this case Samantha, has set it to read-only. So it's trying to go and delete all of those files. We can actually see the different attempts where it's going and deleting, and then checking the directory, and then deleting again, because it's very persistent. It wants these files gone, and I want them to stay. Oh, nope. The read-only sandbox is there. 94 JPEGs are still on the desktop. Absolutely. My desktop icons are safe from Samantha's reign of terror.
Foiled again.
Oh, my goodness. So bad.
Today we've seen security sandboxing, WinUI 3, and open source brought together all in this alpha release of a Windows companion app. We think this app is a great opportunity to showcase OpenClaw on Windows, and it's only going to get better in the coming months.
That is right. And by the way, I want to note that we're doing all this development work on this calm Windows development machine with all the tools that I love, like WSL, containers and containment, and I've even got GitHub Copilot with multi-model support ready to go. Now, this is literally how the team and I have been working on the OpenClaw app on GitHub. Now, people might wonder how all of this came together. Turns out that over the holidays, I got a DM from this random guy on the internet, and it took me a couple of days to get back to him. And then when I did, we just had this kind of cool idea that maybe he should come to Microsoft Build. Now, I think there's one more person that we all want to thank for bringing the next generation of agents to world. Everybody put your hands together for the Claw Father himself, Peter Steinberger.
Scott, Samantha, it's just showing off my secret DMs. I'm so excited to see OpenClaw native on Windows. You know, watching a claw try to delete all your desktop file and just fail made me really happy. Because 6 months ago, that totally would have worked. You know, I built OpenClaw to have access to everything. You know, my files, my machines, my chats, always on and fully open source. That's what makes it so powerful. And that's what also makes companies a bit nervous. You know, what I kept hearing was, Peter, I love my claw. Can I use this at work? And that's what we spent the last few months on, with Microsoft, GitHub, OpenAI, NVIDIA, just to name a few. We added observability. We added auto mode for permissions. We changed how access works. It's not all or nothing anymore. You can pick which folder should be read-only, which one should be write or hidden. So here's the news. You can totally run OpenClaw inside your company now. And we even made the harness itself a plugin. You can bring your own. Copilot, Codex, whatever you already trust, and your rules come right with it. And then you put OpenClaw on top of it. You get persistent memory, heartbeats, and you get a claw right inside Slack or Teams. It's been really exciting to see OpenClaw grow into something much bigger, a global movement and a community. And I started the OpenClaw Foundation, a real nonprofit, so it stays open and neutral. Any model, any operating system. Because we are entering a new era of building with agents. More capability for the people who don't code, and more power for those who do. And we get to do this. We get to build it together in the open. So my task is simple. Come build with us. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much to Peter. Thank you to Samantha. Thank you to the Companion App team for their hard work. Thank you to the OpenClaw community for giving everyone here a crustacean of their own. And as we walk out, I want to remind you that that's the first time you've ever seen OpenClaw running on a Surface Laptop Ultra. Goodbye.
All right, thank you so much, Samantha, Scott, and Peter. It's so wonderful to see OpenClaw come to Windows and have all of that capability in terms of the security and that comfort to be able to have these long-running agents and unmetered intelligence come together.